You exercise regularly, you eat reasonably well, you probably sleep okay most nights, and yet your brain still isn't doing what you need it to do. You're not underperforming because you're unfit, and you're not struggling to focus because you're lazy. And it's definitely not because you're not trying hard enough. Something else is going on, and that's what I want to talk about today. I'm Gavin Evers. I'm a strength conditioning and rehabilitation coach and cognitive performance specialist. I work at a private hospital in Harley Street, and for over 2 decades, I've worked with professional athletes, actors, executives, and busy professionals who all wanted to think clearly, perform consistently, and get the most out of themselves. Now, I had a client a few years ago, C-suite, late 50s, at the top of their game, the kind of person who had genuinely helped build the business that they were part of. They trained 5 or 6 times a week. Their nutrition was really good. They looked after themselves, and honestly, they looked amazing for their age. They were exhausted, persistently, chronically exhausted. They kept getting sick, not dramatically, but just like a constant low level something, a cold that wouldn't quite clear, a throat that wasn't always slightly off, energy that fluctuated wildly for no real obvious reason. And the motivation for work, which had, for many years been one of their defining qualities, had become unpredictable. Some days they were razor sharp and decisive, operating at their best, and other days they just couldn't be asked. When they were on, they were brilliant, but they couldn't control when that was, and they couldn't understand why. From the outside, this person had everything, they had everything covered. They were fit, successful, disciplined, so what was the problem? Well, the problem was that they were doing the wrong exercise at the wrong intensity with the wrong approach. And nobody had ever explained to them that was actually doing to their brain. Now, here's what was happening physiologically.